You how I made a fun card, at least I think it's a fun card, with the Hey Chuck stamp set bundle from Stampin' Up. This is from their new annual catalog, and the ordering just started from this catalog on, I don't know, 3rd of May or so not too long ago. But this is one of those fun little bundles that kind of is tucked away a little bit in the catalog. So I thought I'd pull it out and see what y'all thought of it and make a fun card. Well, at least like I said, what I think is a fun little card, a birthday card with it. So this is what we're going to be making today. And yeah, so pretty simple. Like I said, I think it's kind of a fun little set. So hopefully you do too. So this is the stamp set, and again, it's called Hey Chuck. And hi, Carol. Thanks for hopping in today. And Stampin' Up had one called Hey Chick, I don't know, a year or 2, 3, something like that ago. And it was a really cute little one with the kind of the crazy looking chickens. And this one is kind of funny. I mean, I don't know. I like the, obviously I used this one on my card today, but that one's probably my favorite image just because I think the little face on that one kind of says it all. So that's how I feel a lot of days. This is like a, no caffeine, just got up in the morning kind of look for me. So, hey, Drew and Pam and let's see, Tracy's here and Ann. So thanks so much for joining. So anyhow, so this is the stamp set. It is a cling set, so not clear, but red rubber stamp set, easy one to stamp with, and just some fun images. And then it has the coordinating dies, and I guess I should leave the stamp set over here when I talk about that. So the open dies actually cut out the fence and the chickens and the little skateboard, and there's one for the cake as well. And then there are a couple of accessory dies. So there's this one that cuts out kind of like a sunrise or sunset, whatever you want to call it, and then a little weather vane. So it's a really cute little set. So definitely. So I know Karen commented on my blog today about how she was not planning to get this, so I'm hoping that this little video will change her mind, because I think everybody needs this set because it's fun. So again, Karen, thanks for hopping in, and Jill looks like she's here as well. So a couple other things that I used on this card. Hey Connie, thanks for joining. Sitting on the front porch, beautiful 77 degrees. It's right around 80 here. I don't know exactly how warm it is, but it is a beautiful day in New Jersey too, so no complaints on the weather. So other than of course spring allergies, but there's always something. So hey Bonnie, thanks for joining. All right, so this is the Countryside Corners dies. This is actually available in a bundle with a stamp set. I obviously didn't use the stamp set with it, I just used the dies, and I used the second from the largest one to cut out the little background octagon. I almost call it a rectangle. I'm like, oh, that is not a rectangle. So use that to cut out the octagon. And then I used, this is the Timeless Arrangements dies, and I used this little one to cut out the sentiment on here. So again, just a couple of other stamp sets, or I'm sorry, a couple of other die sets that I used as I put this card together. One thing to remind you about, hey Carol, thanks for joining. I'm glad you're here. So one other thing to remind you about is go take a peek at the online store, online exclusive section of the online store. So I know last time someone had mentioned they had trouble finding that section in the online store. If you go to the online store, click on the little menu button, and then click on, there's something that it says like all products or shop all products or something like that. If you click on that, one of the little tabs underneath there says online exclusives, and if you click that, then it goes right to all the online exclusives. And yeah, there's lots of good stuff out there. And actually this silver foil paper that I used on here is one of the online exclusive items. It's been in a couple of the previous catalogs, but it's no longer in the catalog. It's out online only, so you can still get it, just have to go hunting a little bit for it. So and as the name implies, the online exclusives are only available online. So and I guess, oh, one more thing. Hey, Bonnie, thanks so much. One more thing that I get to show you, something that's a super-duper sneak peek from a way upcoming catalog. Well, not way upcoming. The next mini catalog, actually. Demonstrators that are attending the Creativity Now event in June. It's a demonstrator exclusive event put on by Stampin' Up. We got to pre-order a special bundle from the upcoming catalog. This is from the new mini catalog, which will be available for customers to order starting in September. But we get to order it way early, and we're going to get to play with it at the event in June. It's towards the end of June. And of course, I ordered mine. And of course, I had to expedite it because I can't not expedite an order. So this is a fun new set called Translucent Florals. And again, just kind of a good general set. It's got some good sentiments in it. And then I love the images in this. So I'll hold it up for a second so you can take a peek at that. Again, this will be available in the September to December 2023 mini catalog. But you know I'll be playing with it in between now and then. And it is bundled together with a set of dies. And again, these are the Translucent Florals dies. And I definitely know that the outline dies will cut out the stamped images. These, I'm assuming, will layer together to make some pretty flowers, but I have not had an opportunity to play with it since I just got it. So, but I definitely will. And like I said, I think these will layer together, and then there are some flower center pieces and that sort of thing that you can, and a little flower stem and some leaves that you can cut. But like I said, we'll play with it. We'll let you know what we come up with. So anyhow, so this is something to look forward to. How can I wait that? Oh, well, hopefully you can, Carol. Hopefully you can wait that long. But yeah, I know it's a good one, and I was pretty excited to see that was the one they were going to use for the Creativity Now event, so we could pre-order it extra early. All right, so let's get back to the actual card we're making today. Hey, Judy, thanks for joining. This is Blueberry Bushel cardstock, and it is cut to 5.5 by 8.5 and scored at 4 1/4 in the middle. So it's a half a sheet of the 8.5 by 11 cardstock. And then I have a piece of the Glorious Gingham. I was going to call it Gorgeous Gingham, and I knew that was not it. Glorious Gingham 6x6 Designer Series paper. This is one of the new ones from the annual catalog, and it's Blueberry Bushel, obviously, and I love that it's got a larger gingham print on one side and then a littler one on the other, so you can kind of use it, mix and match like I've done on my card front here. And it's got 5 or 6 different colors in the pack. I know there's Lemon Lime Twist, Pretty Peacock, Berry Burst, Blueberry Bushel, and I can't remember if there's another one, but it's kind of a nice variety of colors, and so yay. So this piece of Designer Series paper I cut to about 4 1/4 by 5.5, so it should fit over the entire card front. Loving the blues, yep, me too. So, all right, so I actually added a little piece of Designer Series paper over the top. If you want to conserve a little bit of your Designer Series paper, sometimes I find it a little bit more difficult to do that because then I have to make sure that everything is cut exactly right. If you wanted to conserve it, you could actually cut 1 inch off this and have it be 4 1/4 by 4.5 by 4 1/4, and then because this is about 1 inch wide, and again, this is from that same pack of paper. Gingham is always my favorite. So same pack of paper. This is about a 1 inch wide strip of it that I cut. This is the Lemon Lime Twist version, and again, it's the same pattern, just different colors. So I'm going to use a little Stampin' Seal to adhere this to the card front. Just going to run a little bit here down the edge quickly, and I did cut the 6-inch strip off of it, just because, again, sometimes my measuring is not so precise, and then I end up with things being too short or too long or whatever. So hey, Danette and Marilyn, glad you're here. And Drew as well. So I guess I already said hi to Drew, I think, but hi again. So, all right, so adhere that down with a little bit of Stampin' Seal, and then I'm just going to flip it over and snip it off here with my paper snips. Hopefully I can get it cut fairly straight. Let's see, I left a little, there we go. All right, get that out of the way. And I will set this aside as well because we're going to do a little bit of blending. So this is basic white cardstock. And did I say hi to Karen? I don't know if I said hi, Karen, but thanks for joining. So this is basic white cardstock that I cut with one of the Countryside Corner dies. Again, it's the second from the largest of the octagons. Did that ahead of time. And I've got blending brushes and Lemon Lime Twist ink that I'm going to make it look like, I don't know, it's supposed to look like the grass. I don't know whether it will or not, but a little green on the bottom, a little blue on the top, can't hurt. So, and I'm going to do about the bottom third of it with the Lemon Lime Twist ink. And again, it'll be blended together in the middle, so it doesn't matter if you go a little crazy and put little too much on it, whatever, it's okay. So just kind of make it be, I don't know, like I said, about a third, maybe a little more of it, maybe a little less, I don't know, with the Lemon Lime Twist. And then I'm going to close that one up and set that brush aside, so hopefully I won't stick my fingers in it, and then grab the Blueberry Bushel. So again, just going to do the same thing. When I'm using blending brushes, I usually start off the project first, just so that hopefully I don't end up with a big glob of dark ink somewhere where I don't necessarily want it. So I usually start off the project and then blend towards it. And the darker blues, I definitely find don't take a whole lot of ink in order to get it as dark as you want it to be. So there you go. Just a couple swirls and it's done. So hey, Mary Ruth, thanks for hopping in. And Joan is here as well. Love the layout. Yeah, it's definitely could use it for a lot of different cards, but this one is, like I said, it's chickens. So, all right. And as you can see, I definitely got a little more heavy-handed with the, and actually I'm looking at this and I think I might have used Pool Party on that. Oops, don't tell anybody. We'll call it Blueberry Bushel. So, because I'm looking at that and I'm like, that does not look like Blueberry Bushel. I think that I used Pool Party and I did it like 3 days ago and I forgot already. That's terrible. Anyhow, but Blueberry Bushel will definitely work. So I'm going to take some Stampin' Dimensionals and I'm going to stick this to the card front. I do chop my Stampin' Dimensionals in half. If you prefer the whole ones, you can certainly use them. I just prefer the half ones. I like the size better. I feel like the minis are too small. The full-size ones are too big. And so, yeah. So this is just the right size for what I like to use. So grab a couple more of the little Stampin' Dimensionals here. I think I'll stick one there, one here, a couple towards the middle, and then we will call it good. So you like the Blueberry Bushel one better? All right. Then yes, that was what I intended to do. So it wasn't that I messed up. All right. So yes. I'm glad you all like the blueberry one. Because yes, like I said, that was what I intended to not at all do. Gosh. All right. My brain is already on vacation. We'll just say that. All right. So we will stick that together. Got most of the card front done here. I did one ahead of time, but we're going to do a little bit of stamping. Let me grab some basic white cardstock and get a couple of ink pads ready to go here. The rooster's cute. He does need a few more hours of sleep. Like I said, that's kind of how I look most mornings. So, all right. So I've got Tuxedo Black Memento ink, and I'm just going to ink up the little bird here and get him or her stamped on basic white cardstock. And then I'm also going to grab the fence image and again stamp it on the basic white cardstock. And then I wonder if I can, I think I can get the sentiment to fit on there. I originally put a separate piece of paper, but I don't think I have any other die cuts I need to do with that one. No, I think we're good. So I think I'll go ahead and get the Blueberry Bushel ink out and go ahead and stamp the sentiment, which it says Rise and Shine, which I thought was kind of cute. Like I said, especially since, the little rooster looks like he's only about a quarter of the way awake. So, all right, so let's start doing some coloring. Let me grab a bunch of Stampin' Blends here. So I've got Pumpkin Pie, Daffodil Delight, Poppy Parade, Blueberry Bushel, and Berry Burst, and Copper Clay. Yep. So that is what all these colors I'm going to use on the little rooster. So I'm going to start, and I probably should get my sample out to make sure I don't totally mess it up, but I guess it doesn't really matter. Start with Blueberry Bushel on his little shorts. And I'm going to try to keep it so that I don't color in completely the dots. I usually start with the light Stampin' Blends marker. This one, a lot of the pieces of the bird are so small that I don't think I'll be doing a whole lot of blending on it anyway. But yeah, I usually start with the light, and then you can always add in a little bit of dark. Easier to do that than it is to take it away. All right, and then I've got Berry Burst is going to be the next one. And I'm going to use that to make the little polka dots on his shorts, or his jammies, or whatever you want to call them. And then I see a little spot here on the edges where I did not color all the way up to the top. There we go. Fill in the rest of his little shorts in, and then I'll set that aside. And next up, I think I will grab the Copper Clay. And that is what I used to color in the top of the legs. And I don't know if it looked like there were still feathers up towards the top. So I wanted kind of the feathers on the legs and the body to be colored with Copper Clay. And the legs, then I colored the actual chicken legs with with Daffodil Delight. So, all right. And again, this is a fun little image, so it's one of those that you don't need to stress out and do a lot of fancy blending on, unless, if you like doing blending and want to worry about it and, if it's fun for you to color, go ahead and do the fancy blending. I just tend to, on images like this, just put the color on because they're fun. They aren't really meant to be, have you stress out and color a whole bunch on. I think next I will use the pumpkin pie, and we're going to color in the rest of the body. Why you don't put the stickers on the back side of the stamps. Well, Amanda, the number one reason that I don't is because I'm generally a lazy stamper, and I don't know, it's too much work. So, and then the second reason is that I find the stickers are difficult. It's difficult to remove them from the blocks sometimes, especially if you leave them on a little bit longer. So again, just being lazy, I like to be able to peel them off. They stick just fine without the stickers. And I kind of got into that habit back when they had the old type of stickers that didn't stick very well to the blocks. So I just never got in the habit of putting them on because I'm kind of a lazy stamper. So that's really the only reason. So if you prefer to have the stickers on yours, you certainly can add them. And if you know, I just don't take the time to do it because I have kind of a lot of stamp sets too. So yeah, it would take me a long time to get all the stickers stuck on them. So, all right. Well, I'm glad you're liking this rooster because I think it's hysterical. The whole set I think is really cute, but this one in particular, like I said, he's just sort of looks like me when I get up most mornings. So, again, this is pumpkin pie that I'm coloring with. It started with the light, added in a little bit of the dark, and now I'm just kind of scribbling over everything with the light again to blend the colors a bit. And I realized I forgot to color in his unhappy little eyelids with copper clay when I had that marker out originally. All right, there we go. And I think we're ready to do Daffodil Delight on the legs. And just going to color in, again, starting with the light. You can always add the dark in. And the little beak, I'm going to color in with Daffodil Delight. And then the final color that I'll use on the little bird is going to be Poppy Parade. And I'm going to use that for is it the comb? I think, is that what roosters, is that what it's called on the top of their head? I think it's a comb. Whatever the thing is on the top of their head. And the little thing beside his beak. I don't know what those are called. So, again, just going to come back and add a little bit of the dark Poppy Parade. And then come back with the light and blend it a little just to make sure that I don't have any real harsh lines. And that's going to be it for the little rooster or chicken or whatever you want to call it. So, very difficult to line them up correctly. Yep, and if you don't have it lined up, you are exactly correct. So yes, that is another reason. Like I said, I'm just kind of generally lazy, and I don't want to have to put that much effort into stamping. I just want to be able to get to stamping. So for the fence, I started to blend fence and pecan together. I used pecan pie, light and dark Stampin' Blends markers. So just going to color in. I did a second one already ahead of time since it was the same process for coloring it. Starting with the light. And again, this is definitely one of those images that you don't need to spend a lot of time coloring and making it be all perfect unless you really want to, because it's just a fun little image of a fence. And it's supposed to look kind of old and weathered, I think. At least in my opinion, it should be old and weathered since it's a farm fence. So there you go. And then I'm going to come back and don't use the stickers either, Carol. Yeah, I do love I love the little chicken images, and I'm glad you like the colors that I picked. I was just kind of randomly pulling different ones out of the out of my blends and trying to figure out what went together, and I don't know if it really goes together, but I thought they were kind of fun colors. So again, adding in a little dark pecan pie Stampin' Blends. Going to come back in here with the light and blend it a little bit together. And then I'm actually going to go over not all of it, but a lot of it with the color lifter to kind of give it a bit of a weathered look. That was what I was trying to, what I was going for when I did the color liftering. Color liftering, is that a word? Yes. All right. So color lifter, this is a fun little tool. If you haven't colored with it before, less is better to start with. You can always come back and add a little bit more, but it does take kind of a second for the color lifter to do its job and dry. So I don't know if you can see very well, because again, I know the video doesn't always show all of it perfectly, but it definitely lightens as it goes. So give it a second to finish doing its work and kind of activating, and then you can always come back and lighten more if you want to. So that's how I use it. Just a little bit of kind of just touching over the top of it a little bit, lifting up, removing color anywhere that I think I want it removed. Okay, let's do a little die cutting. So I've got my little rooster die here. We're going to be cutting that one. And the fence die, we're going to be cutting that. And then I'm going to grab my timeless arrangements dies, and we're going to go ahead and die cut this as well. So wish me luck. I'm going to try to run everything through the die cutting machine here all in one swing. So I'll be off screen for a second, but I will be right back. Hopefully I can get them all in one swing. All right, almost ready. Of course, I say almost, and then the one slides. I might have to do 2 passes through. Maybe I'll just give up and do 2. All right. So I got Chuck and the fence cut out the first round. So those 2 are done. And then second time I'm going to run through the die cut with the sentiment. All right, there we go. Got that one done. Trying to be all efficient and do too much at once, I guess. I was afraid everything was going to slide all sorts of crazy. All right, so let me grab a couple of other pieces that I die cut ahead of time. This, again, I cut from the silver foil specialty paper, or specialty pack of paper, which is one of the online exclusive items. So that is been die cut with that and used one of the Hey Chuck dies. And then this one is, again, cut from Daffodil Delight cardstock. And this one is one that I cut ahead of time with the same die set. So let's do a little bit of glue in here. So, hey, Judy, thanks for hopping in. All right, using a little multi-purpose liquid glue. Oh, hopefully the dog won't start barking because somebody just rang the doorbell, of course. So she's going to run over and probably cry a little. So, all right. I don't know who's here today, but I try to make sure my phone doesn't ring, but I can't guarantee about the doorbell not ringing. Because, all right. Then we're going to glue that down with a little bit of multi-purpose liquid glue. So I know, can you even believe no lemon lolly today? I actually, you're going to laugh, Connie, because I had it in my hand. And I actually almost cut the sun from it. And I'm like, I really need to stop. I need to not use it on every single card. So I used it on 9 out of 10 of them. So what's an online exclusive? I'm just starting to hear more about online exclusives. So they are items that Stampin' Up! Is putting in their online store, and they are only in the online store. They're not tied to any catalog. They're available while supplies last. And so yeah, so go check them out. They're in, they're out in the online store, and they're available while supplies last. Some of the items are restocking. Some of them, when the item sells out, it's gone. So if you see an online exclusive out there, go grab it and, put it in with your next order. So, and let me know if you have any other questions about it, but there's a special section in the online store called Online Exclusives. So if you go and look at, go to the menu and then do, I think it's Shop All Products, I think is where you go. And then I can't remember the name of at the top of the menu, or maybe it's just Shop Products. And then one of the options underneath there is Online Exclusives, and you'll find it there. So, all right, I'm using mini glue dots, which I probably didn't say early on, to stick the little rooster to the card front. And then I'm going to grab some of my Stampin' Dimensionals, and I'll adhere the sentiment to the card front. Oh, thanks, Karen. I'm glad you're liking the card. It is such a fun set, and like I said, I think everybody should get it. Oh, and actually, I realized I put that in the wrong spot because we're going to get that out of the way. I only want it on half of it. I'm going to use Stampin' Seal on the other half. There we go. Because I'm going to stick it to the little octagon over here. So There we go. One nice thing about using as I knock it out of the way, one of the designer papers that has lines on it is it helps you to line stuff up. So pretty easy to do. And then I'm going to grab, last thing for the card front is a couple of the metallic adhesive back dots, which I thought they kind of go nicely with the sort of farm theme, chicken theme, rooster theme, whatever you want to call it. Take one and kind of tuck it up here close to the sentiment, and then a smaller one, and we'll put it right next to it. Of course, I should have had my take your pick tool out, which I'm completely unprepared. Forgot my Post-it note tape, forgot my take your pick tool. So there we go. I think we'll stick the two there and just smoosh them down and call it good. So, hey, Pamela, thanks for hopping in, and glad you're liking the card, Gwen. All right, so that's it for the card front. So pretty simple. Inside of the card, and I realized I didn't put it on a block, so I will have to grab one image out of the case. But I've got It's Your Birthday on one of the blocks here, and just going to use a little blueberry bushel ink and stamp that here in the center. And then I intended to put the little birthday cake on a block as well, and I totally forgot to do that. So there we go. We'll grab that and we'll stick it on one of the other blocks here. And I'm going to ink it up with Tuxedo Black Memento ink and stamp it here next to the happy birthday sentiment. And then grab a couple of the Stampin' Blends markers and bring those back. And this one, and this one. All right, so I've got blueberry bushel, and that is what we're going to color the frosting with. And I'm sorry if the dog is making a bunch of racket. She's pacing around here in my office. The doorbell ringing got her all riled up, so she's wandering around. All right, and then I'm going to grab Berry Burst is the next one. I'm going to color in the cake with that. And again, super quick and easy to color. And then the candle, I'm going to color with Poppy Parade. So, things, retired stuff, and still in the online exclusives. I hope I didn't move. Oh, I know it's a little confusing trying to keep up with the online exclusives and figure out what's there and what's not. So, it is a really cute set. Chuck is sitting in an open order. Just go ahead and put the order in because you're going to love it and it'll be a lot of fun. So, all right, Daffodil Delight for the little flame on the candle. And then one last thing I added was a little strip of the Glorious Gingham Designer Series paper. And it's about 5/8 of an inch wide. I'm just going to adhere it to the bottom of the panel here, and it's a little oversized, so I can trim it down, which is always easier than trying to figure out how to add it to if I've cut it too short. Flip it over here, do a little paper snip, and I'm going to adhere it to the inside of the card, and we'll be all done for today. So, I found the online exclusives. Okay. Good. I was thinking that's what it was, but I couldn't remember what the little very first click was. Something about shop products or something like that. So, all right, sticking this to the inside of the card with the Stampin' Seal. And then we will just close it up, do a quick crease. And there you go. That's it. So, all right, so there you have it. Here's my card that I did with Pool Party. Here's the card that I did with Blueberry Bushel. So you can decide. So let me know which one you like better, which one you prefer. And I don't know, I'm actually kind of leaning towards, I like the Blueberry Bushel a little bit better, I think. So definitely it's a fun little stamp set bundle, and one that I think everybody should get because, like I said, they're just, there are some people you can send a rooster to. So it's really cute. I have a good time playing with this. I will plan to be back. Actually, I won't be back until, I think, May 29th. Or 30th. I can't remember which date it is. It's the last Tuesday in May that I'll be back. I'm actually going to be out on the Stampin' Up! Trip. We're heading out a few days early to go to Ireland. So we're going to spend a few days there, and then we're going to be on the boat in Norway. So I'm very excited about all that. So I will see you all when I get back. I will be sharing some pictures and things from the trip on my blog, which is stampwithamyk.com. So feel free to hop over there and follow along, and I'll be sharing on Facebook and all that as well. So come on in and join us. And so thanks for hopping in today. I will plan to see you at the end of May. Have a wonderful couple of weeks. And I know I'm going to have a good time over in Norway. So check